joining again. So I'm just introducing my grandfather. So Mr. Dawkins, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on your birthday. Again, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, sir.
Thank you very much. And I think this is the best way to celebrate it.
Right.
Talking to the people of God.
Yes, yes, sir. This is Mr. James, you all know, the principal, and what I was telling you about and so like that. And Mr. James, we wanted to find out, remember you were talking before about your plans, what you wanted to do.
Yes.
Could you tell us again one more time, sir?
All right. So the thing is, we have lands at the school which is not being utilized. We have some farming equipment, but our biggest issue is funding it. So this is the plan that I spoke to Marlon about that I would like to implement for September, the new school year, is to set up some vegetable plants on the farm, things like tomato, sweet pepper, lettuce, cucumber, pepper, scallion, those things that we normally have to purchase to use at the canteen. So if we have those things there, instead of purchasing those things, we will actually be producing them, which will cut down the cost of operation at the canteen. Not only that, but the quantity on which we will produce those things, we'll be able to at least supply some of the neighboring schools with the products that will actually generate some income that we can use to assist in purchasing other items for the canteen. So in doing that, as I said, we have some equipment. We have drums, irrigation system, we have some seedlings and so forth. I've tried it before, but it wasn't successful because how we did it, I had like the students playing the role of planting and taking care of the garden, and they weren't able to do so because it requires a lot of work. We assessed it and we decided that in order for it to be successful, we would have to have someone that we pay to take care of it. And at the time, we were not in a position to do so, hence why it wasn't successful.
Okay. And Grandpa, I know you probably have some advice for that, but I would like to just kind of add to that. So basically, you're saying that it wasn't successful in the first round, but you have like a different plan that you're trying to go with. And I think that, just kind of assessing the risk involved, because of course, we have weather factors, we have a lot of different factors that we might not be able to control. So, having that as the main is really good, but I think having that backup, like a plan B, to where if you have like a dry season or, you have, certain type of natural disasters that can come, that we'll have like a continuous flow regardless of, whether it's, harvestable or not. Have you thought about that as well?
All right. So normally the school is located in a farm mining community, and once September comes in, it's the rainy season, and that's when a lot of farmers plant certain type of crops. We don't have running water in that area, so we rely heavily on rainfall. So starting off in September period would be the best time for us. The weather condition, based on what we will be planting, the expected weather condition, the rainy season, it wouldn't really affect those type of crops. It would actually be good for them.
Okay.
And in the case of natural disaster, well, there's not much that we can actually do about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of the things that we will be planting for the use of the kitchen, I don't think if we have a natural disaster, it will really affect it because those crops can bounce back. For example, if we have things like scallion, thyme, potatoes, and those things, it can always bounce back.
Yeah. And if a time like that comes up, I think that's where we can reach out for help with our subscribers to see if they can help out in that one time.
And it's farming, so if it happens that, for instance, you have a crop coming and it gets destroyed, all we would have to do is just replant, because it wouldn't take much, because the land and the preparation it has already been done. You just have to go back and transplant and start over a crop again in that instance.
Okay.
Well, Principal,
Yes, sir.
I used to have to deal with lunch at school,
Yes, sir.
and some of it came from the school garden. But I don't recall they ever having to sell the product we got from the school garden in order to maintain the meal plan.
No, that's not to cut you, but that's just a way when we have excess things, instead of having it going to waste, we'll just use that as a means of getting extra funds. That can use for other purchases.
Yeah. Well, in those days, the main food stuff would be like yam, potatoes, and some rice, flour. Will those be a part of their diet?
Yes, because we have menus that we do on a daily basis for the students, and that includes some of the things that you mentioned there. Because we normally would have things like rice and peas with vegetables and those things. We have our soup, where we use our grown provision and so forth. We also have days when we have grown provision along with rice and so forth. So those that you mentioned will definitely be a part of it.
Okay. How does the meat part fits into it?
All right. So the meat part now we normally purchase. Well, it's chicken and tin food and like franks and those things we'll use. So the chicken and those things we normally purchase it from our parents. So we have a thing where we support our parents, because we know that those are some of the ways that they get money to send their kids to school. So once parents have chickens available, they would contact my senior teacher who is responsible for the canteen or myself, and we would purchase from them. So that's how we get our meat supplies. The other things we get them from the supermarket.
Okay, which will be the point of entry if you were to get stock from here? Would it be Montego Bay or Kingston? Where you expect you get your goods to be shipped into what port?
It's either or either, because I've never done that before. So it's to be honest, I'm not sure, because I've never been to any of the ports to receive shipments or anything like that. But I know one of the things that persons normally do, they would use some agencies that actually deliver the items directly to the address. I am aware of that, because I've known persons who have done shipments, and instead of them going to the port in Kingston or Montego Bay, they were delivered directly to their homes.
Right.
But I don't really know the whole process of that.
Right. And do you have an advantage of duty free? It comes.
No, I would have to. I think in order for that to be done, I will have to write to the ministry seeking that benefit, because they don't necessarily just give it out like that. So I would have to speak with my superiors in the ministry and get some guidelines on how to go about that.
Right. Basically, for us to start, we'd have to start with the local production. Is that?
Yes.
And then if you have to import, we could do that back up from here.
Yes.
I know that a lot of people ship barrels to Jamaica, but when you work the cost out, it's either equal or more.
Are more expensive. I was going to get to that point. Because normally some of the things that would normally be shipped here are already in the island. And some are of the view that purchasing it here is much cheaper than to purchase it overseas and ship it here.
Right. So in order to start, it's best to get your money to buy it.
Yeah.
That would be the more preferred or more logical option at this point. Because as I said, without the duty-free benefit, it will cost more.
What about a instead of the barrel? Is it cheaper to use a container? You know, they have something called like it's like a crate or a container that holds a whole lot more stuff.
Yeah, like that little box, wooden box.
Yes, they build it here, and you can pack it as high as possible, as heavy as possible. And is that worth it? Is that cheaper? I really do not know.
I honestly I can't say because I don't have any experience in that department, so I can't really speak as to that.
That two things I'd like to add to this, as it relates to that part, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stores and shops that are also local to that area. We could also have like a ledger, so like when people, instead of doing the barrels and all that stuff, they can put the amount of money that they would normally use to go ahead and buy those products and things like that. And you can have the funds to where, that's already allocated to the local stores and things like that. So then that way it's just, funneled in, you all can have, access to that. And then the second thing would be when the fundraisers are being done, is it basically like a allocation of the funds, and then maybe you have it divided by the different semesters or something like that, so you know that you have what you need for the whole school year, or at least the whole semester.
All right. So how we normally do the plantings, that it is the space that we have. So once one crop is over, then another one will replace it. So that is something that we would continue until the end of the school year. And normally a crop would take like 8 to 9 weeks to come to readiness for harvest. So for one term, we could actually reap 2 different crops of vegetables. Now, like the yams and potatoes, those take a little bit longer. And like the scallion and the thyme and those things, that those are continuous, so we wouldn't have to replant those.
Right.
Is the school? I'm sorry. Is the school is there security on the school, or the school is open when you guys leave, or so? Because I was thinking about layers. Is there any way we could do something like that, like for egg and
the school is not secured, as in have fencing and things like that. So persons have access to it.
Okay.
But one of the things that I've realized is that when it comes to things like that, persons don't really, we don't have issues with persons coming in and taking things that we have there. They are more to look out for the benefit of the school than to take from it.
Yeah. Mr. James, I'm sorry, sir. Can you go down with your camera a little bit for me? Thank you. Yeah.
That's fine now?
Yeah, you can go a little bit down more. It's fine. Yeah, that's better. Thank you. Yeah, because we were...
We don't have any issues with persons coming and taking items from the school.
That's good. And then in terms of like if you have a shortage, because I'm saying like that's great with the crops and as they're growing and you're replacing them, and that's good. But like if you have a point where for whatever reason you do have a shortage, having that backup to say, all right, you have the funds that, instead of the barrels that were being sent, you have the funds. And then, you'd be able to say, if in the event that there is a shortage, you have a certain amount for for the whole school year, that every child is going to be, pretty much covered throughout the whole school year.
All right. So with that now, as I said, based on some of the crops, the lifespan for them, we can't really store them too long.
Right.
So the way we can store some of them is like on refrigerator and so forth. And based on what we have, it wouldn't be something that would store them for the entire school year. But
no, I meant the font.
The font? Oh,
yes. No, I meant like if you have a shortage and it's for whatever reason with the harvest and you don't have enough.
Right.
I was saying that you would be able, like when we do the fundraising and stuff like that, you can have it divided up by your school calendar.
Correct.
And know that per day or per week or semester that you have so what, so we don't have to worry.
What we're doing is whenever funds are allocated, those are placed in the account, and we would say for what specific reason that money will be used for. So if we allocate a certain amount of funds, I would say that, all right, we have X amount of dollars, we have 3 terms, let's share this equally among the 3 terms, so we know that for term 1, this would be the amount that we will be using. Term 2, this will be the amount that is allocated, and then term 3, that is what we will be using. So
perfect.
That's a system which is in place.
Awesome.
And we could even come down and try to do some fundraising down there too. I don't know if we could do that, because I was thinking about doing something like a nice cookout. I had spoken to Carlos about that too, about a cookout with mom down there, like a fish fry. Do something at the school to raise money. We will try to do things here too in the United States to raise money. And we want to be able to, carry you guys on for the whole year first,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you can do 5K run.
Correct.
You can do contests,
Correct.
that stuff.
Correct.
One of the things that I was considering to do for the new school year coming up is that I know that we have persons in the community who love sports.
Yeah.
And one of your favorite sports is cricket.
Okay.
And also football. So I was thinking to have a game where we have a event where we have teams in the community competing against each other. And at the same time we have our little cookout where we have food and other refreshments and things on sale.
Right.
With the hope of raising some funds.
Yeah, a nice sports day is nice. The cricket, that is nice. A sports day where all kids, all ages getting involved into something like a sock racing, all kind of things. And I'd invite the parents. They would love to see that.
We have our annual sports day
Yeah.
here, which we normally have in February.
Right, but do you cook out and do things there or just and sell back?
Yes, we normally do those.
Okay, okay.
Use whatever event we have at school, we try to gear it towards raising some funds.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Sorry, where's your location again?
It's in Malvern.
Malvern?
Yes, in a district called Stanmore.
Malvern, what's it? It's to Black River.
It's probably 30 minutes or less drive to Black River because we have different routes. We can go to Mountainside and then to Black River, or we go to Santa Cruz and then to Black River. But the journey to Mountainside, then Black River is shorter.
Okay. So you won't have much difficulty with delivery and so on. Well, who does the cooking? Who takes care of the kitchen?
We have a cook that is employed here. here. A full-time cook who comes all 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Just one person, or
One person we have.
and you had substitutes to help that person.
Sometimes we have persons volunteering to come in and assist in her, but we are not the one who employs her. She's employed by the ministry. And you know that based on the size of the schools, that's how they allocate them. And because our school is deemed a small school, we are only given one cook.
Okay.
But she's very capable, and she has done a good job so far.
Yeah.
Do you believe any politician would be open to helping? I know that what's his name, Bartley, the Minister of Tourism. What's his name again?
Edmund Bartley.
Bartley, yeah. He's from down your way there.
I wasn't aware of that.
You didn't know that?
No, I wasn't aware. He's from.
I think he used to do some teaching down there. He would be the best person to give you some help too. So,
well, if we can get the assistance, we will welcome it. But we have other politicians, our councillor and the member of parliament who, from time to time, they assist us in whatever way they can. When we have like the dry season, shortage of water and those things, they would ensure that we get water to have school in operation. We call on them to assist when we have events to sponsor certain things. Most of the times we are successful in doing so. But I'm not familiar with Mr. Barton, the one that you just mentioned.
well, like I say, he's in tourism, but I think he used to teach. And I once had a project out there in Highgate. I don't know if you know where Highgate is, St. Mary.
I've never been to St. Mary before, but I've heard of Highgate.
Yeah, we put on an agriculture program there, and then the minister came out, and it was so well supported, you know, and you sell homemade stuff, and we used to collect a lot of money that way. And also, I don't know if you're old enough to remember the Jamaica JCs. Have you ever heard of the JCs?
No, I've never heard of them.
Most of the prime minister here manned in those days, and we used to run this program every Christmas, and we made a lot of money. We built basic schools, and in those days, television was just coming in, and we would.
Excuse me 1 sec. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, we would give TVs to the basic schools and some elementary schools. And it was a very successful program. We had it. Maybe you should look up the history of JCs. It's JAYCEES, Jamaica Junior Chamber of Commerce. And even though that bank, the Jamaica National, we actually started that bank just by donations. So there's a lot of people in Jamaica willing to give, but then you have to have proper leadership and direction. And like I'm throwing out these names to you, but somehow the older ones would know, because you had to leave when you're 40, you had to leave. But we raised a lot of money by doing that Christmas program. We had this Christmas program there, Nuggets for the Needy. That was it. That was the name of that program. And we made a lot of money.
Is Highgates and Tollgate somewhere down that side? I remember the name Highgates.
No.
Highgate is in St. Mary, Tollgate is Clarissa.
Oh, okay. I just remember the word Highgates. I just couldn't remember where I remember that word from. You know, okay.
Tollgate is near to me. That's where I grew up.
On Tollgate,
Therefore,
I was thinking about doing something like at the school there, a YouTuber link up with our friends, and if we could do something there, draw them in because each one of us can maybe help out to do something and start something.
Yes, that would
You
be
know,
great. And that would
and
be
this way we can
really
meet the
good.
parents, we can meet the kids, and
Yes.
do something there. A nice little cookout. We will sponsor it, sell the things, and have the kids them doing some kind of activity there for them. You know, singing,
Yes.
whatever. You know.
And let me tell you, let me just interject here. You see, we did just that was made by you, Marlon,
Hmm.
and your donors towards those 7 boys for graduation.
Yes.
It was received really well when the announcement was being made. And if I should mention that, say for instance, you coming to visit the school and explain to the parents, put it out there, a lot of them would turn up
Yes. Yes.
and show
Yes.
their
Yeah.
appreciation.
Right. And I spoke to Colos, which is big, way. I mean, he's much bigger. He has a lot of followers, and I
Right.
think with his help,
Exactly.
my mom would, you know, by that time, hopefully, mom will be strong enough because she really wants to come
Yeah.
down as well, and you know, she's really loved out there as well too. You know, and I think it would be a big thing
Yes.
to get everybody in.
Yes, because I even shared a video.
Hmm.
The same one with your is it your brother and the other persons who had helped donated? And even yesterday I went by school
Hmm.
to meet with some parents, and some of them were telling me that they are following your channel.
Well, that's
And
good.
they saw a new
That's
video
good.
thing
Yeah.
Yes,
where
yes.
you were talking about what you would love to do for some of these
Correct,
boys
correct,
who graduated.
correct.
So they are buying into it
Yes,
and they are
yes.
following.
You know, and it's something where I would love to speak to the parents if they're farmers, where maybe one of my people can help out.
Yeah.
They can plant more, throw more into the school. You know, we'll help them too.
Yeah.
You know, give them a little hand if they would
Right.
help out in the school as well. You know, and I'm
Majority
That
of
thinking,
would
our
be
parents
yeah,
are farmers.
correct. You know,
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
yes,
And I think, like, you know, even moving forward, I think that would be really good. You
correct.
know, with my grandfather, you have like questions and stuff like that. You
Yes,
know, you all can continue the correspondence
yes,
and you know and get that building. And hopefully, you know, I know my grandfather. I know you still know a lot of people too. So
right.
I'm
Well,
gonna just surprise maybe out with other people.
yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
I
plan
know
to
there.
go down, and I'm supposed to be meeting with Mr. James. Remember, hopefully, remember the date, Mr. James, the
Yes,
29th.
I remember. I remember.
Right, with the boys, and I will take some videos around there with the school
That's
and get this idea that I can share it. I can have a picture of it because you know it's hard to picture it without seeing it.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
problem.
right? And then we can know what we can do. I do have a lot of people who really, you know, is calling me and say they want to do more, they want to hear more,
yeah,
but they want to see me there on ground. You know,
Oh,
to see
right.
it first. Yes, they want to see it first.
Right, that's true.
You know, yes.
And
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to you coming down. Can't wait. Because
Right.
I know
Well,
it will be something phenomenal.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you. Yes.
So can we, before you close, can we set up some a sort of deadlines, time periods? You know, maybe we start with the next 3 months. We should be at a certain point.
Point.
How do we set up?
Well,
that
what I
period?
wanted to do was to start a GoFundMe, and Janella and I maybe can work on that. A GoFundMe, and the GoFundMe we want to come up with a certain amount that we can start giving the school to start building up. You know, they're going to need equipment. They're going to need all of these things. So we wanted to start maybe doing some fundraising ourselves. Start doing our GoFundMe for the school. You know what I mean? We just want, you know, just something, you know, whatever. I have a lot of people said they want to do things. Maybe they'll do a tag sale or raise some money for us. I mean,
Right.
just so much
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, tell you the truth, I don't really care much about GoFundMe. I'll be honest with you. I'm one of those guys like to do things separate without GoFundMe. But if we could do some fundraising, it would be great. Maybe like a concert here. I was speaking to my mom already about a fish fry over here and inviting a couple of friends over and so like that. Because I'm not really much of the GoFundMe. I try to use it for, that's to me, GoFundMe is like real like emergency for, yeah, you know, different thing. So let's skip the GoFundMe. Let's try to do this with our subscribers and how we can do other fundraising. You know. Yes. Mr. James, I'm sorry, sir. One thing I did have, one of my subscribers asked me, if they're helping out, they like to see, you know, bookwork. They want to see where their money is going, what is going. So is there something we can maybe do they want to see a track of these things, you know?
Not a problem.
Yes,
Not a
yes,
problem.
yes.
If it's a case where it is something that they want to do to a specific child or school or a group of students,
Right.
then we can have those things to show. For instance, if it's something on a broad scale where they say that they are just assisting the soul on a
Right.
whole, what I could do is we do our bi-monthly tests, our midterm exams, our end of term
Yeah.
exams and those things. So what we could actually do is share some of those results with you.
Correct.
So you can share with those donors to
Correct.
show that
Correct.
the progress that
Yes.
the students are making. If it's a case where they provide school supplies and so forth, we could actually show them the books and things that we purchase,
Yes.
work that the students are doing in them, and so forth. So
I
that's not a
also
problem.
I also had this other lady who wrote actually 3 books, and she mentioned to me she was also a principal and a teacher, but she lives here now. She's retired and everything, and she mentioned to me about mentioning this to you, where what about the kids? Is there any like kids at a certain age that we can have them like it's like a part of school where they can make things and we can try to sell it for them. You know, kids design things out of bottle stopper. Yeah, you know,
That's for me.
they make things out of bottle stopper, rubbers. I mean, all kind of things. Yeah, things right in their class.
From the home ec class, again.
Right,
Yeah.
painting, whatever. You know.
That we normally have with them is we have one of our board members who normally comes in on a Friday and do art. She's big on art. She loves art. She's
Okay.
actually doing a museum for schools with art.
Oh,
and
grandfather's got
things.
okay, it's back.
So she normally comes in on a Friday and they would do art things.
Right.
The last set of what they did was they did some chain or symbols and things like that. So I know once I mentioned that to her,
Right.
she would jump on it and assist
And
have them do things
like
that.
she mentioned to me about like I guess she had did this in her thing. What do you call it again? Poetry? Is that am I saying that right? Where the kids,
Poetry?
yeah, they write. You know, kids love to,
Poetry?
yeah. Where they like to it's like a poem or kids write these things, making cards and things, and we can get it sold for them. I think that would be a great idea if the kids them could, you know, in some kind of thing class, and we could try to, yeah.
That's something
Yes.
we could do, and I know the kids would enjoy that.
They would love to do that, and knowing if it's selling, and people will do it to support them. We just put it online on our thing. They would support them, you know.
Yes.
Yes,
Once
yes.
And I think that's
something fun
the
for them to do, they will
Jump on it. Yes, yes, yes. So I hope I get to see all of you guys coming down. We can meet down there. You know. So where?
Yes, I think that's the best thing too with the ministry is because my grandfather has a ministry as well as Minister Joseph as well. And the good thing is that, like I said, a part of the ministry is the outreach part.
Right,
And so
right.
since that is a mutual interest, you know, that is something that is very passionate about on both sides. So I think that, you know, even to come together, put that resources together, it's even better.
Right. You know. Yeah.
So I'm
Yes.
saying all this is that there's a lot of opportunity for generosity there in Jamaica too, not just United States.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
A lot
true.
of people there, a lot of benefactors, especially that porous going up to Mandeville and
Yes.
that kind of, I think it's still there. So we could try to tap into that too.
Yes. Yes.
You know? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Correct. Correct.
But I think that this is a good start.
Yes.
You know, I think it really opens up the door to see, like, even what my grandfather was saying, you know, we need more support of the people who are more advanced and, you know,
Right.
more, you know, mature, I guess
Right.
is the word, than we are as well, because, you know, they've done this a lot, like, before.
Correct.
You know, a lot of them, you know, were amongst the founders of a lot of the programs that we have in Jamaica now to this
Yes.
day.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people who are more younger, we don't really know the foundations of what the people who came before us has already laid out. So if there is a blueprint that we can at least use as a guide,
As a guideline.
and, you know, modernize it a little bit, you know, we don't need to start from scratch, you know,
Yes,
if it's connections, you know, and even if those people are no longer, you know, they have children or grandchildren, like how my grandfather, you know, I'm one of his grandchildren that's still passionate about, you know, some of the work that he's done. So, you know, if it was the other way around and someone connected to me, like now, I connect, you know, right back.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
you know, I think that this is definitely, hopefully other people will also, you know, come say,
Well,
"It's
as you
learn,"
say
know?
about that, Janella, excuse me, I'm sorry to cut you. I said grandpa.
Oh, Dawkins.
Dawkins, Mr. Dawkins. I would love to have a meeting with you again with Mr. Dawkins and Miss K.O. You know,
Okay,
that would be really nice because she, again, has a lot of influence there, knows quite a bit. And
She's
she.
actually not too far from you, Grandpa.
Right. So
Yeah,
we're,
they're probably about an hour away from each other.
where is where is he from, Mr. Dawkins?
He's in Georgia as well.
In Georgia, okay. Yeah, so again, that's another thing we have to come up with because that's what I want to raise the money for. That is why. That was the main thing what I wanted to raise the money for was to help out. It goes into part of my fund, paid forward fund, and Janella would take part of it for her fund to go to her church or wherever she wants it to go as well. And I was trying to do the a nice little thing down in Georgia and so like that, you know. So we will talk about that as well. I said, hold on, I have to introduce Pops.
Of course.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah. It's a wonderful discussion.
Yes, thank you. I promise I got to work on this where I get this thing properly without me holding this camera in my hands. And I'm trying to keep it steady.
I'm gonna tell you how you can do it different.
Yes, you got to with something up. I got to come up with something different, you know. Pops is Chino downstairs. Can you call him for me, please? Yeah, I just wanted to just introduce him to somebody. Pops, come here too, please. Chino is shy. So Chino is my little, he's my cousin. Here's Chino, guys. Bend down. He's going to high school in September too. Look at this little thing.
I can't see you.
Come bend down a little bit. Bend down a little bit. I want to see you.
You're
Look at
gonna
this.
have to come behind him.
Oh, okay. Can you see him?
Yeah.
Can you see him now?
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Look how little him is. He's going in high school in September. And smart. Yes. So here it is. They just came up here for the first time. You know, they just came here for the first time. And I'm hearing the story about him and his school and how bright he is and, you know, beating out everybody in him class and everything. And I was like, wow. I spoke to a couple of my subscribers and they started donating to him for him to go buy things. You know, you know, it's like unbelievable. You know, yes.
Yeah, the Manchester blood in you.
Right. You know, if they come from Westmoreland. Westmoreland, them come down that side. Down in
Which high school?
Chino, which high school are you going to go to? Huh? St. James High.
Okay.
Yeah,
Montego
so he's down. They're down that side, close more down to Montego Bay, Westmoreland. I don't know. I don't know that side that much.
just a hop across.
Right. You know, the whole of the town was like a German town at one point.
Okay, I've heard
Yes,
about that.
yes,
that
yes.
We know that the Germans took one came to Black River, some came to White House and those places. That's why you have so many red people at the south side
Right.
of your country.
I would love to. You saw my uncle, right? That's Mom's brother. Oh my! You have to watch that video with him. If you go on Auntie Pauline, she was cooking with Mom. You got to look on him. You would swear says a white man just come from Germany. White man. That's my uncle, and he's way younger than me. You know, way younger than me, and so like that. But and again,
That's the history I learned about when those
yeah.
kids from Germany,
Actually,
England and those places came
correct.
to the different ports.
Yes. She Uncle, I wanted to introduce Uncle Tuna, but I'm so shy. But his fiance is going to be on ground in Jamaica for me, working for me in Jamaica. So they will be the one with little Kaylee. I have a lady who's sponsored to little Miss Kaylee who will be going to Mr. Jane's school. I have a lady who's sponsored to pay her school fee and food. I have another lady who wants to help another child, to pay as well. So I do need somebody on ground because she said she would send it to me. She said she does not know how to Western Union, how to do anything. She knows how to send it to me, and for me now, I have to send it to my uncle, which will be sending it to you. So I'm going to need that connection between you and my uncle or his fiance.
Okay.
Yes, because anytime something sends, instead of going through Western Union, sometimes we can maybe directly send it to you through another account in Jamaica, to save that money. Because after a certain amount, it's like what, every 100 is 20, and it goes up or something with Western Union, and I'm not much about Western. The other day was the first time. I do not know much about it either, and yeah, there's a lot of little mix up with the Western Union going on down there too. So if I can get the money to me here, I will have the cash sent to you there at the school. Trina, where's mommy? Call mommy for me. Tyrone? Okay. Munchie? Yeah. I just want to introduce to her because I think she knows now, sir. This is what you guys were talking about before, about the cost of certain things in Jamaica. That's the person she knows. So that's why they're packing the barrels. So come and introduce you. Come over, bend over, and come down a little bit. This is my uncle's fiance. That's a principal in there, in St. Elizabeth I was telling you about, Miss Janella Fay, and her grandfather. So she will be working. She wants to be a part of it, guys. You really should have been on here with me. You want to be a part of it in Jamaica.
That's wonderful.
Yes. So she knows about the shopping, the whole 9 yard, where I can send the money. Sometimes Mr. James might be in school and busy. Maybe they can buy up the stuff and bring it for us there to the school for us.
Right.
And so again, maybe we'll do another video thing, Janella, I think, with her, because very shy right now, I can tell you. They're very shy, but remember I was telling you, she said she wanted to be a part of it. She wanted to be a part of it, and so like that, yes.
Yeah.
And they live in Jamaica, so it's great, Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
thank you.
spirit.
Yes, but when she was telling me the costs of certain things she just bought here, she was telling me how much it costs in Jamaica. And trust me, if you want to know somebody about shopping and cost, literally she has her phone and everything she buys, she calculates it first, with the whole thing.
That's good.
Yes, she's really good on that, Yes, so she's actually the one putting my figures together, what I have to buy in Jamaica. And so, 'cause my barrels went off already, but I need a few other things in Jamaica to be bought up, So I would love to give, if you don't mind, I could give Mr. James your number, and I'll give you his number. So when you go down there, if there's anything, Mr. James, they can come up there. Because I was thinking about, I know it's my family, and I was thinking about just starting something down there with like the chicken and things. Make them do it. I know you have to be careful because you can't. You got to go through something with the kids with the chicken. If you're, is there something like that, Mr. James? You can't buy the chicken from any and anywhere.
No, man. As I said, we normally get them from our parents.
Parents, okay, because they will grow. The family will grow for us. Help me to grow. You know, some of the things, and then can always, you know. Oh, you know what? Can. Okay, the callers was coming on. Instead the call's not picking up properly. He just messaged me. Yeah, he was going to come on. That's, you know, the big guy there. So yes,
have a good night.
yes. I'm sorry about that. I had to just pull off a little bit with that. Okay, he wanted to come on it. But I was thinking about that because, you know, I'm helping my family as well down there. And I was thinking about, you know, if they could raise a chicken, maybe raise some layers for the eggs, and we can transport them down to you guys. You understand?
And yeah, that would be great because even with the layers with the eggs, that would be a good addition.
Correct.
To breakfast.
Yeah.
That
And
we want
they grow. All I can remember, my grandfather. The van used to be like this sideway going to Kingston with pineapple. The whole property is full of pineapple. Acres, pineapple. So even that we can get towards the kids as well too.
And you know that's interesting because the ministry is it's actually based out of Kingston as well too.
Yeah.
So there might be a connection there too. That's
Correct. Yeah, and we're going to get other people to in Jamaica. We're going to come down there and get other people like Grace get involved, trying to give us, you know, good things, you know, good deals.
That would be great if we could get one
Yes.
of those entities on board.
Correct.
That's one of the things, you know, that I've been struggling with from I started working at St. Albans. You see, because our school is a small school and we're not located on the front page.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We don't get a lot of attention like some of the bigger schools
Correct.
would get.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I mentioned to you in our first conversation, Marlon, is that where our school is located, we don't have taxis, public transportation running there.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why we had to go out and get some support, some funding, and got a little bus to transport our students to and from school. So if we can get the exposure and get corporate entities to buy into what we're doing and support us, then that would be something great for the school and the community.
Correct. You know, yes. We're going to try our best. I have so much passion to do this. I have to slow my head down because my head runs. There's so much things I want to do, you know, so much I want to do. This is a big passion for me, you know. Yes, I'm really excited with this. I really want to do more with this. You know, I can't sleep, you know. I really don't sleep much. I think of so many things, you know, every single, and sometimes I just think so much till I just fall asleep the whole day. Right? You know, but I want to see this succeed. And because what I realize in Jamaica is certain schools, certain areas, you don't see things, you don't hear things. You understand?
Exactly.
Right. So this is one of the schools that I notice that they're not getting the scene, the recognition, the help they need, they're not getting it. And that's why we're here to open that door for you. All right, sir? We're here to open that door. And we want to continue doing it where we can move on. That's why we want to put you on your feet, that we can move on and help another school afterwards. You understand? Right. So we just want to accomplish one, and then hopefully all the other schools will start following and trying to do this food lunch program or breakfast program. I just want to see them do that, you know, for the kids. So all I'm begging you, Mr. James, all I'm begging you, please, sir, if we start this breakfast program, just give those kids that couple of minutes that if they're hungry, they can eat. You know, as we said before, no kid can study on a hungry stomach. We want to push that. That's going to be the word. We're going to use that. We're going to push it. We're just begging for that couple of minutes that all these kids can get something to eat. If they can't afford it and what like that, there's food for them to eat there. You know, it will bring the kids into school more. Maybe that's some of the reason why they can't go to school, or if the parents can't afford it. You know, I know how it is. You know, it's tough out there. You know, yeah. All right, well, I think I have to get a trip to Georgia now because I got to meet. You know, so
Yeah.
I have to come down. I really have to take that trip to Georgia. Yes, you know, I have a whole lot of family down there. A whole lot of family down there.
Yeah.
Wins.
Well, I know a lot about Balaclava, Magati,
Yeah, Junction.
and all that
Yeah.
Silo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to spend weekends in Silo with Mr. Birth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, had a movie place there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm anxious to revisit those places.
Correct. Yeah. It's same as it. I was telling my mom. That's what I want to do when I go down. I left Jamaica when I was a kid. I remember one and two places, but because I was so sickly as a child, I was always left home or with the neighbor because I got car sick. So I don't know all of the 14. I want to go to each parish and spend at least 2 days in each parish to go around and see what come from the parish, to see what the parish is like. You know, that is what I want to do. Yeah.
Wonderful initiative with being able to get this food program for the students. And so we're just coming together to discuss that. And we already had some of the conversation already as well, and we're continuing that. So I know with your ministry, Minister Joseph, I know that you're doing like outreach and things like that, and you know you share a mutual interest in that, and so we're just coming together and discussing that. So
correct. Yeah, I saw you in New York. You should have called me. I would have been down there, in Central Park, and I would have been just a drive away from me,
Trust me. Oh my God, it was a beautiful experience, I must say. And you, as the woman of God says, Jenna mentioned charity. That's our future. That is what we want to do.
Yeah.
In terms of ministering to person, because every single person, every single human needs a word of God. And it's like a charity. The Bible says, give to the poor and needy. These are the things that the Lord God look to. It's not, only ministering, but in the good deeds.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Believe in doing good deeds. That is why this one will reach in the future.
Yes.
Definitely.
Mr. James, I don't want to hold you because I know you have the kids and things. Are you okay for a couple more minutes?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay, yes. So I also saw you in Florida. I watched everything. I watched everything, Yeah, so how was that experience? Was that your first time to Florida?
Yes. Everything was my everything, even in American soil. My very first, I am grateful. It was a good experience, especially Central Park. It was a very lovely experience.
Yes.
And Florida, praying, waving, talking to some of the persons, some of the members, some of the persons are camera shy.
Yes.
But they will say like, dude, I like your music.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Definitely.
Yes. Now, was that guy from Central Park? Was he just a random person? Like, is he a homeless person down there? Because I just couldn't see, especially here in New York. I'm sorry to see a man on his knees for a black man bending on his knees praying. You understand? And it was a touching thing. It really was.
Yeah.
Because you don't see that much in New York.
That's true.
Well, God is a God of possibilities. He makes some impossible things happen. And he got the Lord sent him because basically he was minding his business, and to see he was sitting next to him.
Yeah.
I'm very struck reading the Bible, just say, God, you're doing something here.
Yeah.
And it caught to my knowledge that he is a believer. You know, and he said he travels. He travels a lot. I don't know if he's always there. He said,
yeah. Well, if he's not, I can tell you, you did touch him. I saw it in his face. He was feeling everything you were preaching there. He felt everything. I saw that, you know, on his knees, and well, it was good. It was really good, you know. Yeah.
And even me being there, seeing it happen like that, because there was a journey, like we took a journey to the Bronx. So we went to 225th Street and then down to I think 233rd, I think it was. And so we were up that way, and then when we came off of the train, you know, we know that the Lord sent us to Central Park, but we weren't sure which part. My mother, she used to be in that area and stuff, and my grandfather as well, so they're familiar with it, but she wasn't familiar with that side of the park. So, you know, as we were going there, we were kind of deciding where we should go, and we went to a place where pretty much no one was there, you know, people were just jogging. And then at that point, you know, that the gentleman got up from around the other side. He was nowhere around there. And he got up from way across and came over and sat down. And I was holding the camera, so I didn't necessarily see it until, you know, he started talking. I'm like, whoa. And then by the time we finished with him, there was a group of young people.
Your kids, I saw that. Yeah, they were getting interested. And you don't see that either. You don't see these kids, you know, into the praying. Trust me, you just don't see it. You just don't see it. But let me tell you what I think would be a good thing for you to do. You know, we do have certain times, like certain people like in the hospitals here, that we could go and visit and pray for them. And I think that would be a good thing here. My friend Melissa, she was good at making balloons. And she could design and make the balloons and make dogs and puppets out of it. And we would go there and find out from the hospital how many kids were in there for Christmas times. If it was a boy, a girl, we kind of find the age, and we used to bring toys to them. And Melissa used to dress up as a clown. She dressed up as a clown. Mount Kisco, Northern Westchester Hospital in Mount Kisco, and make the balloons for the kids. You know, just we used to do all of these things. So, you know, I think it's a really good thing to do at the hospitals. It's a great thing coming up, and you don't find that. You really don't find that. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, to that extent, you know,
Correct.
and I think that, you know, even with that, a lot of young people, as we saw, because and basically what we're discussing for everyone who's listening, at Children Remnant International, you all can check out the live stream, specifically that we're referring to. So basically, Minister Joseph, who we have here, he was in Central Park, and there were a couple people that came around and received prayer. And, you know, it was very interesting because we had a group of young people that came up as well. And one of the biggest things is that most of the times with a lot of the churches and organizations like that is that a lot of the younger people who are facing the problems of the world and going through a lot of things, they're necessarily like pushed to the side. So like they would have been a group where a lot of people would have overlooked and just kept going. But, you know, and that's really where that is too, because a lot of the young people, you know, they're going through things that they can't really express or feel comfortable with a lot of the adults around them sometimes. So, you know, having somebody or having a group that can understand and be able to bring that encouragement and, you know, word of prayer and guidance and things like that is very, very important.
Yes. You know?
Yes. But I believe, what I know for sure, that it's not, to me, it's not only staying at one place preaching. I believe in evangelizing. I would say go into all the nations and preach the word of God, baptize them in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, which is Jesus. And what I realize, some of the most special persons are persons that are at areas that they feel abandoned. You know?
For the mic. Yeah. I'm still not hearing
We
you.
can't hear you. I think, I don't know.
It's a mic. It's mic or so.
All right, I'm good.
Yeah, I hear you now.
I can hear you now.
I heard you now.
Yeah.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, so some of these members, some of these children, what I perceive in my spirit, they went through some abuse, some trauma, something that affect them.
Mm-hmm.
And what I believe, what the Lord has shown me at the past time is that, helping somebody physical is good, but there are certain things that affect them spiritually to the point that even if you give a physical helping hand, that spirit can affect them and bring them to square one.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I believe. And if you look at it, these are some kids, even people that is afraid of sharing their secrets to even so-called Christians, because they are afraid that we're probably perfect than them, which we are not.
Yeah.
Trust me. It's good that you can. Even the way I present myself, if you realize, I believe in simplicity. I'm not gonna go for anybody having a big suit if I have to, but I believe I need to stoop them in the levels they all understand.
Yeah.
And that is a point.
Are you nervous? Are you nervous sometimes that you will go somewhere where you might have negative stuff? Are you nervous with that, or how? I mean, it's because what I'm seeing now, what he did, Poughkeepsie here. I would love for him to come to Poughkeepsie. There's a lot of homeless. There's this new drugs that's taking over the whole street of Poughkeepsie. And these people are not bad people. Not all of them. It's just that they lost God. They're out there. There's no shelter for them anymore for them to sleep. So they, have to roam the streets. And it's getting worse here in Poughkeepsie. And it's time for me to even go sit down with the mayor over there one of these days. Because it's getting really bad. But I'm thinking nobody reaches out to them. They're literally into a park here, in a whole park. And they just sit there the whole time. And even in the heat right here, and there's nowhere for them to go. Nowhere for them to go at all. And I'm thinking, when I saw that, what you did in Manhattan, I think this would be really good here, into this park here, with all of these people here. Will, if you notice, Will is one of the guys who I just started him on YouTube. I pulled him in. He's been working for me. He's one of the guys from the streets. I took in. He's totally changed. Yes. So I helped. Yes, I keep on helping. I fight with them. I go to the AA meeting with them. Sit down there for 2 hours in their meeting just to be there, to show them that somebody care. I might not be family, but I care. I care about your life. And Will was saying, he made a nice video where he was saying, even although I've been there with him, it's really his family. He would love what I'm doing.
Right.
Right. So it was really touching. So I would one day really love for you to come. I think Poughkeepsie is a big start. It's a start where these people have lost themselves. They really have lost themselves.
Wow.
I need like a prayer in myself too. I need a little touch up too.
It was nice speaking with you guys. It was a pleasure meeting the new faces, and I look forward to further conversations. And let's continue doing what you guys are doing. You are definitely making a positive impact on this world.
Thank you.
No matter how small it may seem to you, it might be a big deal to someone else. So let's continue doing what you're doing. I really appreciate the gesture that has been given to my school and my students. So thank you guys, and God
welcome.
bless you.
And Mr. James, before you go, please remember, if you can send me, as soon as the kids get their book lists, if you could send it to me, please.
All right.
Right, and yes.
I will do that by now on the Monday, because I've been speaking with some of the parents.
Yes.
So I will do so by now on the Monday.
Right. Every school is different, right? With the book list, every school.
Yes,
okay, because I just got his. Yeah, Mr. Chino here. I just got his. All right. Okay. All right.
All right. So
okay.
Care.
You take care. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Okay, sir. Okay. So I just want. I know he has this kid. He have a young son, and I know that he had to. He doesn't want to be rude to say that, but I felt it. I knew it.
No problem.
Correct. So, but there's more I need to learn. Even with him there's more I need to learn from your grandfather, because I said everybody wants a book trail. That's what they're asking me for. If they're donating money, they need to know. They don't need to know penny to penny. They want to know where that and that went and so like that. And I have to find out how to give them a book trail, which it's hard for me to do that. I do not know how to do that. So that's what a suggestion I needed from your grandfather here. How to do that.
What exactly you mentioned here a while ago?
A book trail,
like
meaning
paper trail.
correct, a paper trail. They're asking me to see if I could get a paper trail.
The bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So that way, well, for the donors, so for the people who are supporting,
correct,
they need to have something to where they can say, okay, look, this is an update. This child got this.
Should we do it monthly? Or should we not let it? It has to be monthly. We don't want to put the pressure on somebody every week. So I was thinking a monthly where, okay, say there was this amount into the funds. We want to know, we want to be able to see that we know how much is in that fund that we're raising, because they're going to have the account in Jamaica, right? So if they had to buy, how you say it now, a big bag of rice and things, okay, they said, well, this came out for this month, but we need a paper trail, because if people are donating the money, they want to know where their money has been, how it's been spent.
Transparency.
Yes, correct.
Even if they donate a small amount, they believe it is enough for you to report back to them.
Correct. Yes. Sometimes you can't do that, I know sometimes we can't, but it's not just one person and it's not a little bit of money. It's going to be a nice lump sum of money. And that is where, with that kind of money, we have to keep a track of it. You understand? Yes.
Right. Well, in that case, you need a treasurer. And that treasurer must be capable of doing the bookkeeping.
No.
Whether you want it to do it by straight bookkeeping or on computer. Well, today it's mostly done by computer.
Where they can just snapshot something and just send to us.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can access the account once it's on online.
Mm-hmm.
So right now at the school that we have here in the Bronx,
mm-hmm.
I have an accountant who is doing our audit right now,
mm-hmm.
and he's very professional. Just not sure if we can. He's working for us as not for profit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure that we can cross the crossover like that, but I'm sure I can rely on him, and we do a lot of bookkeeping at the school there.
Okay.
So we should be able to find a way to squeeze in the program.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that I talked to him. We should really have had a meeting last night, but being my birthday circulating, and so we got the weekend off.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Good. Is a good man. July. Say, Hayden. Yeah, gotta see this one. It's his birthday. Well, his birthday was just the other day too. That's my little heart. That's my heartbeat right there. He's around there playing there, so they're playing. The kids are playing now. But that's my heartbeat. July. My mom is July too.
Yeah.
We always say July people is good people. They're straightforward, but they're good hearts. Very good hearts. Very good hearts. Yes. So where's your next adventure, Mr. Joseph? Where's your next thing going at?
All right, my next adventure, as I mentioned, is the Georgia event.
Oh.
And to support the charity along with the school that you mentioned, the school project. I am supposed to have somewhere. I'm supposed to go to Bangkok tomorrow to minister to a couple of persons, a house ministry, house outreach. Then I have another evening next Saturday. I'm going to French Town. If you know the history of French Town,
yes.
I'm going to do a live stream of prayer and deliverance.
Okay.
So I've been listed And other than that, as a side note, I teach. I do people, teach my members. Those are in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah. No, it's like I don't. May have to go interview. I need to do an interview with you another day. But a young man like you, how you get into this? Really, it look like a little baby. How him really get into this at a young age?
Well, the Bible says, "Young man, I call upon you because you are strong," right? I came from a Christian background. I'm 28. I'm also married.
Yeah.
I also married my daughters. Two of them.
As I said, he's still a baby. 28,
Yes,
he's still
yes.
a baby,
Yes, so I was minding my business. I still do prophetic, but I still play the drum in church. I'm a musician, but not really professional, but I do another thing, operating prophetic. I didn't get no title. I just did for the fun, but it was something at home. 3 years back, if I should remember, it was 3 years back, I was minding my business. The Lord said, "Get up. I want to talk to you." Audio voice of the Lord God called me. He said, "Get up, Joseph. Joseph, I want to talk to you." Immediately, I obeyed the calling. I got up, and the Lord laid everything to me. He said, "I want you to do my ministry full time. I want you to worry about what you're doing now, because what I'm allowing you to do will allows you to expand, to reach for persons, and it will be life-changing in your life and other persons. You will be impacted." And I said, "Father, my wife is currently pregnant. I'm trying to, I'm human, so I'm being real with the Father.
Yeah.
You have to be real. So, Father, I will, but I have this to do, I have that to do." And the Lord said, "Follow my will, obey my word, and you will see." And let me tell you, man of God, fast forward, I started off doing midnight with my family first. I started out with midnight with my mom, and then my mom brings somebody, and then fast forward, the ministry went up to almost 100 members in the group right now.
Yeah.
In the past, it's about 100 members in the group, and it's still counting.
Yeah.
So God has blessed me, and I have seen the work of the Lord. I have seen the promises come to fulfill, and there's more to do with that.
Right.
Yes.
You see, this is what we love to see. I'm not just, my group Pay It Forward is not just for the schools and things, but it's to influence the young men of Jamaica, like yourself. That's why I had to ask you, so you're so young, how you got into that. We're trying to get these young boys off of the streets in Jamaica. Even if we can't say YouTube is the source of a real income, but Jamaica right now, YouTube is helping to put food on some of them tables, right? And we're using the YouTube to help to push the young boys to do good as well and force them. Talking young teenager boys, young and even from your age group and things, to get off the street. I do see Jamaica changing. I don't know if anyone's seen that. A little change has been in Jamaica, It's coming back. Just hopefully we can. I do not know if Jamaica would ever be back like Jamaica years ago, but I do see things changing. The scamming has stopped. Crime is still there, but not as much as before. I want to see the young men of Jamaica coming off of the streets. I want to be able to go to Jamaica and feel safe. I can walk around without having to be going behind my back like that. And I'm scared to go to Jamaica, and it's the truth because of all of these things that's happening in Jamaica. And that is why a lot of people think tourism is up. Tourism is only up into the hotels. But what about the local people who needs help out there? Tourists not coming out of the resorts today anymore, And those are things we have to look into change into Jamaica as well, because the younger people, the poorer people are suffering. Those are the outside little shopkeepers that sells it. They depend on tourism as well, but they're not going out there, So these are a lot of things.
with the young men, I think it's interesting you brought that point up, and I think it's just like human nature. The man's gonna have a desire to go out and provide and to do those things, but I think the lack of opportunities, it ends up where you have all of the ambition and all of this energy and fire, and it's trapped.
Correct.
And no platform. You tell them to go to school, but when they graduate, what's there?
Correct. So it's true. That's what a lot of them is saying today. Correct. A lot of them is saying today, Janella, that they go to school, we work, we did our education, we're smart, and yet there's no good jobs for them out there. They can't get it. It's not saying it's not there. If you don't have contacts, you're not getting it. You're really not getting that good job. A lot of them is like that. That's why a lot of those people are being migrating overseas to work the money.
By any means necessary.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, because they end up in the situation.
Correct.
I know a few people when they came in, they're in situations now where all of this wisdom that they've had, they're very smart. They could have been a doctor. And,
correct.
So, I think that's one of the biggest things, and us being able to utilize our platform and utilize, our resources, whether big or small, to try to empower, other groups. That's amazing.
And that's how Janella I really pushed. When I met Janella, I saw she was a decent young lady. Just like Kelly, I put those two together, and I hope you guys will work, because we want to show not just the young boys. We have two nice, young, decent girls that has ambition and so like that. We want the younger girls. Correct.
Definitely.
Correct. That's why I need you two young girls to come out and lay these things straight. You know what I mean? Show people that there's decent in both young men and young women out there.
Of course.
Yes.
And that's very important.
Amen to that.
Correct.
That's very important, because even because I have my own women's group as well that I've started, and it's about the empowerment part, because a lot of people don't know, and even that response that she gave you, a lot of people don't know the source of that.
Yes.
I have a segment on my channel. It's called Real Talk, Real Life.
Yes.
And we talk about like mental health, trauma, those type of things, and it's really that contributes to that mindset. It's not a cultural thing. There's not a Jamaican thing to have different women, different. That is not. That's something that brewed. A situation that brewed that type of behavior, and it's coming from a place of trauma. It's not coming from a place of that's your culture.
Janelle,
and I think that.
I sorry to cut you. When you sometimes somebody talk, something comes in my head. And I see something great for you, where you can get from your age group and young girls that need somebody to talk to, and there's a lot of them out there. And maybe you could do that talk, where they can call in, not just call in. You get to see them because they want to be able to see you. They want to be able to feel you. They need somebody they can trust, and they need somebody in roughly your age group. And I think you could help many young girls out there. I just as you're talking there and you mentioned the table thing, it popped right into my head. And that's how I work, guys. That's how I started the table talk. I says, why am I I don't need to do the table talk, but I figured if I start the table talk, I can have other younger YouTuber who needs help with, being monetized and need subscribers. If they come on, I will give them the video. They'll post it on their wall. I'll tell my viewers to come over and support watching their video, the same video, to get the monetized, the watch hour and so like that. And that's what I do, and that's why I started this. It's slowly coming along. I just started it, Janelle. I'm still new to this and everything as well, but it's working. Thanks very much for watching Table Talk. Please to support my t-shirts. All proceeds will go right back into my paid forward mission. Blessings to everyone. Thanks you very much, and stay tuned for more Table Talk.